this should have every NBA team worried about the Cavs and worried to play the Cavs as they dominate Game 3 and 4 to sweep the Miami Heat and advance to play the Pacers in the second round while missing their starting point guard who has been great this season. I'm Matt Palange here at Cavs Digest, and before we get started, guys, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as you can get these reliable and entertaining updates here at Cavs Digest. We're trying to continue to grow this channel, whether you're here for me or whether you're here for Billy. I hope you're here for both of us. Go hit that subscribe button to get content from both of us. But Darius Garland missed games 3 and 4, and there's been some responses around social media, around some analysts, around ESPN, around some players, if the Cavs are better without Darius Garland. So this is something I kind of want to talk about. Do I believe that the Cavs are better without Darius Garland, or should everyone be worried that this Cavaliers team just dominated without DG, and what do you think they're going to do while they have him? Like, is this going to make a difference? Do the Cavs need him? Are they better without him? Well, that's what I'm here to discuss today. So we have some videos for you guys. I have some videos here for you guys to understand what I'm coming from. Because Kyle Anderson spoke out. He was asked. Kyle Anderson did nothing against the Cavs in this series, Heat versus Cavs, but he decided to have some words to say about why the Cavs looked better. So I'm going to play that video here for you first.
After Game 2 in Cleveland, you guys were relatively interested. The late run, the defense was coming along. What do you think flipped? What did Cleveland kind of flip in the 2 home games?
If you want my honest answer, and I don't mean to throw shots at anybody or even, entertain what was going on between them, but they looked like a better team without Garland on the floor. Now, I don't know numbers or anything, but I think it played more into their favor once Garland wasn't on the floor for them. They were able to dictate the tempo and get more stops on defense, and it was hard for us to score. And they had more guys out there on defense. So I think once we came across that, kind of tough for us.
So that's the video of Kyle Anderson speaking about his opinion on the Miami Heat's losses to the Cavaliers. Now, I completely disagree with him personally. I'm not the only one that disagrees with him. There's a lot of reasons why. So the one biggest thing, when you look at this box score, you see that Sam Moreau was the one that started in the game. I'll make it bigger for you guys. Sam Moreau was the one that started. And when you think about it, like common sense and logically speaking, in what world is starting Sam Moreau better than starting Darius Garland? There's no world where you can find me that. Like, almost in any scenario, Sam Moreau might play a little harder on defense, even though he's just equally as bad as a defender as Darius Garland is anyways. And they kind of gave Ty Jerome the amount of minutes, like starting minutes, but they went full deep into the bench. This didn't matter at all. Whether Darius Garland or Sam Merrill played in this game, I can guarantee you the Cavs sweep this series anyways. Now, whether they looked better, technically on box score, they did look better. Like, this team did look better without Darius Garland for games 3 and 4, and that's about it. I understand that they look so dominant, but the difference between the Cavs and the Heat is pretty big. So I don't know how much it matters that Darius Garland didn't play. There's also a couple more statistics I want to mention. The one thing is that the Cavs have one missing Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, Donovan Mitchell, and Ty Jerome in any scenario. Like, this team, it's not like, why when they would without Donovan Mitchell, when they won 6 games, did no one say, is this team better without Donovan Mitchell? Now, all of a sudden, this team is better without Darius Garland. That's personally how I feel. I think it's a little disrespectful to DG. Now, me personally, I was very optimistic about Darius Garland going into the season. I think he could have been a problem for Cleveland. I think he could have been a negative differential. Fortunately for Darius Garland and the Cavaliers, he took a big step, especially his clutch stats, which I'll pull up, and he played great this season. So let's go look at his stats real quick. So he averaged 20 points with 47 from the field and 40% from 3, which is very, very good. 40% from the 3-point line is elite in the NBA. He's great from the corner. He's good off the catch. He shoots a lot of threes, which, I mean, when you almost 50% of your shots are threes and you're able to shoot 40% from 3, that's very, very good. His assist to turnover ratio is 7 to 2.5, which is pretty good. It's not elite or anything, but it's pretty good. A steal a game and obviously 3 rebounds a game as well. So Darius Garland has been good this year, but it's also not just the base stats. I have to show you guys his clutch stats because that's what's made Darius Garland so good this year. So he shoots 53% from the field goal in the clutch this season. This stat is via the Cavaliers and via the Cavs Instagram, and he's the second best at it. Not just that, but he has the plus 81 in the clutch this season. Now, again, this is also team success because plus 81 is like, the plus minus, the point differential between both the teams while that guy's on the court. Darius Garland plus 81 league best in the clutch. Again, that's also a big team thing. But Darius Garland, even if he's having a game, there's been multiple instances this season where Darius Garland has been like maybe, let's say, like 3 for 12 going into the fourth quarter, and then he just has a crazy fourth quarter and ends the game 50%. Like, he does that. Like, I understand sometimes a player like Darius Garland might not have a great game, but he's been so consistently good in the clutch, arguably the clutchest player in the NBA. That's an award that they do, Clutch Player of the League. He could win that, and we'll talk about that when it comes. But as of right now, he could win that award and be on the lookout for him to win it. But he's been insanely clutch, and that's one thing. They haven't had to be in any clutch scenarios against the Miami Heat except Game 2 where they almost blew the game. And again, he was pretty solid in that game, although he was also playing hurt, so keep that in mind. So I'm not the only person that thinks this. I know there's a reporter that also agrees with me, so I'll play that here for you guys.
If you're creating a case of why the Cavs can't win 16 playoff games, one of the things that you're going to say is because their guards are a little undersized and they've taken advantage of defensively. But Darius Garland has been awesome. And one of the reasons why the Cavs won 64 games, and one of the reasons why they won games 1 and 2 of this series, is because they have that 1-2 punch that they can go to with Garland and Mitchell. They can spell each other, and that they can have these two creators and playmakers be able to put their input on the game so much. There may be a day, if the Cavs aren't able to get the ultimate goal in the next year or two, where you may have to examine. But, Koby Altman has had a lot of success, even in the players that he put together. And this team deserves.
So Brian Windhorst, a big ESPN analyst, also agrees that the Cavs are not better without Darius Garland. And I totally agree with what he said. He said that if there is an issue with the Cavs down the line, if they can't win anything within the next 2 years, then they might have to address the situation. Because I said last year personally that the Cavs probably should have maybe looked into finding a replacement for Darius Garland. But fortunately, Kenny Atkinson came in and came out pivotal to improve all these guys, to make an offensive scheme that is better around everybody just in general and not just Darius Garland. So, I also think that just when you look at the matchup, the Pacers are a big step up from the Miami Heat. Why would you want Sam Morril playing 20 minutes as a starting spot? Because that could be 20 very poor minutes that Darius Garland could have at least had a couple assists and maybe a couple of three-pointers that would be more important to the Cavaliers team than what would have been if he was hurt. So this team definitely will prefer Darius Garland on the court. But as I said, I showed you guys those videos. Kyle Anderson disagrees. Brian Windhorst agrees with me. What do you guys think? I really want to hear that from you guys. But anyways, how can you logically think that the team's better without Darius Garland? Because again, I pulled up that stat here. They have so much depth that they win with just anybody. It doesn't matter who's playing, no matter what their depth is. Even Ty Jerome, he missed 5 games this year. They won 4 without him. But we were also talking about how good Ty Jerome is, how valuable he is. Donovan Mitchell, the team's best player, the team's star player. I mean, Mobley's probably taking over as a star soon. Mobley and Allen are great. Jonah hasn't missed games. That's awesome to see. Mobley, I mean, you could say that the Cavs are significantly worse without Mobley because they're 5-2 instead of 5-0 like they are with Mitchell, or 4-0 like they are without Garland. But you can't say that they're better without them because they have so much depth where they play great even if none of them are on the court. And that is why the NBA should be completely terrified of this Cavaliers team, and and that's what everyone should be scared of. They dominated without Darius Garland. I showed you this. 122 points combined for the wins for the Cleveland Cavaliers over the Miami Heat, and that was 2 games without Darius Garland. The NBA should be scared of seeing this team with Darius Garland for 2 more 7 games, for 3, or what could be 3, what could be 1, you never know, 7-game series without Darius Garland. I'm sure he's going to come back and play. Hopefully he's healthy when he plays, because I believe in game 1 and 2 he was probably still hurt because his injury came from late in the season. But just my opinion alone, again, as I said, Sam Morril is not a better start than Darius Garland in almost any scenario. I guess against the Miami Heat it can be, because the Miami Heat are just nowhere near the level of the Cavs, or even the Cavs' next opponent, the Pacers. But the Cavs are still almost a 20-win more team than the Pacers are. So that's another big differential that the Cavs have. I mean, they are the better team than the Pacers, but they definitely want to see Darius Garland on the court because Halliburton is a great point guard. He struggled at the start of the year, but he ended up coming back to his good form, and he's a great player. You want Mobley. That's a tough matchup, Mobley and Jarrett Allen with Miles Turner, but they've won that matchup multiple times this season. So I'm sure, but you have that. There's just such a big skill difference between Sam Morril and Darius Garland, and I showed you guys all those clips and everything, and it's just my opinion personally. Again, if Darius Garland, I'm not a big fan of him, and that's why it's bold to say, I'll be honest, I've never been a big fan of DG. This year I have been. He's one of the clutchest players in the league. I showed you those stats. He's took a big step up. He's able to shoot less and just try to get more shots open on the perimeter and play off the catch than he was in the past trying to take over games. So this season, Kenny Atkinson, give a lot of credit to him. Darius Garland's been good this year, and I believe the Cavs want Darius Garland and practically need Darius Garland to play. They want this team to be healthy because, again, I showed you they can win without guys playing, but this is playoff time and it matters the most. Darius Garland, the Cavs are better without Darius Garland, and the NBA should be scared to see Darius Garland healthy while the Cavs continue their playoff run because they just dominated without him. But in the comments, please, let me know what you think about Darius Garland. Let me know if you guys think the Cavs are better without him because I'm sure it's not just Kyle Anderson. I'm sure there's many people that think that they are better without him because they dominated without him. So go in the comments. Let's talk. Let's maybe have a little fun debate in the comment section. Let's talk about it. And, of course, hit that subscribe button and join us here at Cavs Digest. I'll be back.